Dr. Paula, thank you so much for being a part of this interview and being a part of our Imagine Certified Professional Coach training program and our very first cohort. You were the first one to graduate from the program. So that's cause for celebration. And thank you for this time. I really do appreciate your time. Tell us briefly about the people you serve in particular and what you've done in the workforce.
Oh, that's a pretty loaded question. Okay, so let's see. Let me start diving into that. I'll start with ministry because that is very, very important to me. I am a fourth generation missionary, so that means I have been in the church all of my years, 50 plus years, and I have served people in every capacity, from serving in coordinating programs for children ministry all the way to activities for the seniors in the nursing home ministry. Currently, I'm very active in the Sunday school department. Um, my little slogan is knowledge is power, knowledge empowers. So I'm really fond of getting the word across to people, letting them make their own choices as how they want to apply and interpret it into their life. But I am a voice for just getting the word out. So I have served all types of people in ministry. My most recent and exciting ministry challenge was when I was able to connect with my denomination church to go to a trip to Paris, um, right in the middle of class.
I remember
But
that.
yes, it was in March, and that was true ministry. And what I mean by true ministry, we couldn't mention the name of Jesus at all. So I had to be very creative in serving. And I did a training on resilience to a group of ladies who were homeless and they had children. So not only were they homeless, they had the responsibility of their families as well. So I did a training there on resilience. And we were able to do, it was originally scheduled to be a prayer walk, but because of the weather and other situations, we
Mhm.
did a drive-through prayer ministry. So that's what we're doing ministry. I've served people in the secular world, retired educator. I spent about 35 years in education from a teacher all the way up to administration. Um, that was great. I did some nonprofit work where I spoke with students who had been suspended for minor infractions.
Mhm.
Some of them were repeat offenders, but for minor infractions, trying to create a template where they could empower themselves to steer in the correct direction. And I've served through my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha. So I've just been a people person all
That's
through my
great.
life, basically.
And I remember when you first started the program, I thought, wow, her plate is full. And you pulled it off and you hung in there through the missions trips and everything else that was changing in your career and changes in family. So I applaud you for that. Let's
Thank
go
you.
back a little bit. When you were really starting to consider this coach training program, what problem or challenge were you having in your leadership growth that really was the starting point before you discovered the program? What was that initial problem or challenge that you were having?
As I said, I was a retired educator.
Mhm.
Um, so I was used to a schedule of being off on certain times and having the income as well.
Sure.
So I took a job that the job description changed, I'll say, after I signed the documents. So that was a challenge for me. It took too much of me. It was not a work life balance. So I needed something that I could feel satisfied in, something that I definitely could give back to the community and then have the revenue as well. The revenue was not the biggest component, but it was an integral part. So at that time, I was just consulting God, um, relaxing one afternoon, scrolling through Facebook,
Mhm.
and I was challenged by the words that said, "You've invested into everyone else," as I considered my adult daughter,
Mhm.
as I considered all the time for my family. And it said, "Now it's time to invest in you." And at that pivotal time, I was trying to say, "Now, who am I? What do I need to do next? What direction should I take in my life?" So those words actually spoke to me: invest in yourself.
And before you found those words, what did that frustration feel like to you when you were wrestling through that process?
I felt like I know that there is a purpose and a plan. I know that this is not it. Don't know exactly what is it. I don't know who or the resources that I need to link with so that I can feel accountable, that I can feel fulfilling,
Yeah.
but this isn't it. So I've had a high level of frustration. Things were challenging in my home, my personal life, and I was just trying to keep it all together.
Yeah. What would you say, Dr. Paula, was inspiring about our coach certification program?
You, of course,
Why, thank you.
as I was toiling with the decision
Sure.
of whether to, I had missed the first intensive, but you gave me the confidence that I would be able to make it up.
Mhm.
Um, the community of people that were involved in the program, many of them had my same backgrounds. They were in the same situations that I was in.
Yeah.
They were very loving and embracing. I don't think I met anyone that was ever rude. We had some challenges trying to get our times to connect in different areas. We
Hmm.
had challenges with missing each other for appointments, but everyone, they were just loving. Everyone had the same oneness, same goal. And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was interesting because you were, if I'm not mistaken, the last to start the program, and you were the first to finish the program, which I
Yes.
love. I mean, I tell everybody, I said, no, Dr. Paula, she's an overachiever. She's humble, but watch out because she's got fire. And so I congratulate you on that. Take us to the moment, Dr. Paula, when you realized that our certified coach program was actually working to solve that frustration, that challenge that you mentioned.
I was so busy with everything because also I was trying to get a trucking business established.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I was just super busy working. And my pastor, he spoke to me one afternoon after service and he says, I'm liking what I'm seeing now. Your confidence is really growing. I am so proud of you.
Mhm.
Thank you for stepping up in your leadership role with the Sunday school. Thank you for all that you do. And I stopped and I
Wow.
thought and I looked because when I get consumed into a project, I really don't stop and self reflect, I guess, as much as I should.
Sure.
But his words resonated with me. I think about everything every night now. What did I do? Did I miss? And so I said, oh, my confidence is growing. So it made me, for him to notice that. I didn't notice it. I just was so busy involved in the task. But
Yeah.
when he highlighted, and he is a man that he only says what is true,
Hmm.
and he's pretty firm. He does give out compliments, but you've earned it.
Yeah.
So, and just for someone else to notice.
That's good. That's really good. Tell us what life looks like today professionally as a result of this challenge and frustration being solved or as it's being solved.
I'm still praying and asking God to lead me to the right niche.
Hmm.
Um, because I'm big hearted, I think that I can serve everyone, which I know that that's not going to be true. I've experienced it even in my coaching student, not student, coaching outside of
Hmm.
student coaching, because I have done some coaching with people much older than me, um, some people with different backgrounds, and I'm just having trying to learn. Okay, so what's going to be my niche? Who can I best serve?
Yeah.
The ones that I feel that I can serve adequately, those are not the ones that are
Hmm.
able to pay me the value, if you want to say, of the
Sure.
coaching. So finding my right niche right now has been a challenge.
Okay. Okay. And I know we talked about that briefly, and we'll definitely have additional conversations on that. You're going to be taking the executive coach certification program, and you'll probably get some answers there. And this is something that evolves. We become certified coaches. We look into the area of our specialty, and then little by little, the niche I think becomes clear. What I find fascinating, Dr. Paula, is you've already had people who want you to coach them even before you finished the program earlier. They were already asking you to coach them,
Yeah.
And that says a lot. It really, really does. Now, you mentioned your confidence, and that was pointed out by your pastor. What else has the coach training done for you personally as a result of the experience?
It also has given me a voice. I'm not going to say that my voice was silent, but I am going to say that I was unsure of what path I wanted to take. So because
Mhm.
of that, I kind of shied away a little of starting up conversations, just seeing what people were. I'll take for example, I went to the bank to do some business work for
Mhm.
the trucker on the other day. And but in that mode, I was thinking certified life coaching. Well, let me piggyback just a little before that. So I have done some additional trainings through Shreveport
Mhm.
Chamber of Commerce and some things that they had some opportunities. So one of the presenters said that you are your business. So everywhere you go, you are your business and you
Mhm.
promote and you can even introduce yourself. Hi, I'm whatever and your name. So of course I've given myself a name, Power to Unleash Life Certified Coaching, and I just say Power to Unleash for short. So I started having that mindset. Okay, so everywhere I go, I need to, I'm a life coach.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to speak life
Right.
into people, speak life into situations. So I was at the bank, I was doing my banking. And so I just sporadically said something to the lady who was assisting me, the representative. I said, "Oh, that's an unusual necklace. I love that. Did you have that made?" So she did. So we sparked up a conversation just off of the necklace.
Yeah.
And then she said, "I lost my mom," and she just
Mm.
started telling me her story, her narrative. And I said, "Oh," well, gave my condolences. We talked briefly about that, and I said, "Well, I'm a certified life coach. If you ever need me, you know where to find me. My
Yeah.
my company is Power to Unleash. I'm currently working on getting an LLC, but I'll be more
Mhm.
than happy to talk to you or listen to you." And so she's like, "Oh, well, thank you." And I had been coming into the bank, you
For
know,
years.
weekly, pretty much weekly, but I had not had that experience with her.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that's what I mean when I say that the program gave me my voice.
Oh,
That's who I am. I speak life.
I love that. I love that. And as you know, before people sign up for a program like this, they have some hesitations, right? Before they start, because it is a big decision. It's a commitment, and you're definitely someone who, what you start, you're going to finish. So, what would you say, Dr. Paula, were some either hesitations or doubts that you had before joining our program?
I had two. First was time. How am I going to navigate this? How am I going to do it? What am I going to do differently so that I
Yeah.
can get what I need done? So I had to, I'm a planner also. So I had to come up with a plan. How can I do that? So it took me a minute to decide how I could make that work. How, especially when I was working still at the school system,
Hmm.
those hours, those were some long draining hours. Now, when it was the summertime, it was a little easier. I took my information with me on the truck. I rode out a few days on the truck, and
Sure.
I was doing that.
Yeah.
My other challenge was money. Wow, let's see. This, what am I going to have to give up
Hmm.
so that I can afford this? Then I kept hearing the word investment. So those were my two, time and money.
Yeah.
But it all worked out.
Right. And I remember you had a lot going on. You had the missions trip to Paris, which obviously was an investment,
Mhm.
and you decided, no, I'm going to move forward. What would you say now? I remember you talked about this idea of you've invested in others, now invest in yourself. Was that what moved you from, I think this would really benefit me, to taking action, or was there something else?
It was that because actually I had four trips during the process and they were all with commas. So pretty expensive trips. Yeah, it was the investing in myself because again, I was trying to find my new place in society. I have been a mom, I have been a dedicated wife, I have been caretaker. So I
Yeah.
felt like all of those persons were self-sufficient.
Hmm. Okay.
It's my turn. My time and my
That's
turn.
right. That's right. That's right. You've given, and now it's time to receive, and it's time. I think one of our students, Tim, he said, "I'm so used to giving and teaching and serving others. It's nice to be a student, and it's nice to be taught and learn." And so that was his experience. When you consider, Dr. Paula, the different parts of our program, we had the self-study videos to help you learn coaching theory. We had the intensive, which you did as a self-study video as well. We also had the bi-monthly training, the peer coaching. What do you feel was most valuable to you? And they were all important, but which one in particular did you enjoy the most?
I think it would be a toss between the peer coaching and the bi-monthlies.
Okay.
Again, I like the coming together. I like the union. The peer coaching probably would rank number one because my peers were pretty candid
Hmm.
and I learned from that. So I'm going to say the peer coaching.
Peer coaching.
And
Okay.
then the variety in the
Okay.
peer coaching. So not just one person. It was not like we was just linked with one person,
Yeah.
just the variety.
Right. And as you said, you're learning from others, they're learning from you, and you're iron sharpening iron.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
now, with our program being hybrid, and sometimes people are a little skeptical because they want everything on video or they want everything live or in person. What benefit did you find from the hybrid program, the combination of things?
That allowed me to navigate my schedule, to move things around so that I could be available.
Okay.
That gave me, again, my time. I was able to set those boundaries. This will be my time.
Okay.
And I could give a calendar. So I like the
Hmm.
hybrid component.
Okay. Okay, that's good. And I know sometimes people are a little skeptical about that, but it is helpful when you can say, all right, I know there's scheduled time for the cohorts for the live training, but then the rest, I can do that on my own and and you're disciplined enough to set a schedule and so are the others. So that was really good. You mentioned already the confidence it gave you. How else would you say the coaching program empowered you as a professional or in your personal life?
It reminded me of things that I already knew. I think on yesterday I did the module on discipline.
Hmm.
It just reminded me, it brought to the forefront things that I knew, and it just gave me another opportunity to implement them, to not feel so guilty about setting these boundaries. Because when I first began the program and I started setting boundaries, everybody, well, not everybody, but I had some people to say, wow, you've really changed.
Yeah.
And no, I haven't. I'm the same. So yes.
Yeah.
So I love learning.
Yes. Yeah. And that was definitely obvious. And I remember when you were talking about how you're going to make this work, and I remember, and not just yourself but others, we were working through, okay, so how are we going to organize this? And once we said, okay, we're going to do this program, and with all the challenges and the great opportunities you had, you still had to apply that discipline to get through it because people were pulling you in different directions because they know your heart, they know your love for serving and the school that you were working at. So there was a lot coming at you, but still you managed to pull through. So that was fascinating. What would you say? Here's a fun question. What would you say surprised you about the coach training program, but in a good way?
Well, I remember on an occasion where I had had a bam, bam, bam day, just like no time.
Hmm.
And I had to coach you in my mind. I was absolutely horrible. And I said at that point, never again. So I began to study and practice and study, made flashcards. I just went old school, made flashcards and I would read them, just so that I could get the questions embedded in my mind.
Yeah.
That's the thing about coaching. You
Mhm.
cannot have a script.
Right.
You have to actively listen
Hmm.
and you have to know what right question. I think at one time Luke said, I don't think those two questions you just asked related to the story. I think you were just trying to get your questions in.
Hmm.
Well, that day I had a sheet in front of me
Yeah.
and I was struck because I asked him, what is it? What is it costing you? That was my
Hmm.
favorite question.
Yeah.
He was like, Don't think that one related. So that was a fun fact when I start learning, hey, there's the possibility that I will have to coach Marcel.
Mhm.
Get on it, Paula. So yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned that because I remember there was an obvious shift from one week to the next. And I
Mhm.
remember saying to you, what happened? I mean, something changed because you the increase in the skill set was dramatic. I mean, it was just so dramatic. And I think you're right. I think it was that discipline of, and I love flashcards. They used to make fun of me for writing flashcards on scripture memory and different things like that. But I remember that change and I said, okay, she's got it. Something, it all came together. We all had this moment where it just clicks. Now I get it. I don't have to work so hard. I can relax. I can breathe. I can just focus on the person in front of me. And I know I'll ask the right questions if I'm in their presence. So that was good. Dr. Paula, what would you say is possible now that you're a certified professional coach?
Well, I have secured one client, but I'm hesitant. So I just need to move forward. And I'm going to tell you two reasons that I'm hesitant. He's a church member.
Hmm.
And I did a lot of those 20 hours pro bono with church members. Some of them I just can't see the same anymore. I hate to say that, because made it clear I'm non-judgmental, and I'm going to be confidential in all that we say.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just hesitant with him, and he approached me last year about the trucking. He wanted to drive for me, and I almost agreed. And my husband was like, no. And
Hmm.
he gave me some reasons. And my husband was right. They all turned out correctly.
Yeah.
And so yet again, he's like, oh, okay, I want to do this program. I can give you $500. I remembered you saying your value. So I almost have one person. So that's my hesitation now.
Yeah.
Again, finding the niche. Do I want people that I know some things about, or
Hmm.
do I want people that I don't know anything about? And
Yeah.
then they have to learn to trust me.
Yeah.
So, what's possible now? Just that direction.
That's direction. Okay. So part of the program moving forward is inviting new people who had similar experiences like you, who wanted to invest in themselves and they wanted to make a change in their lives. So as you think of people right now who were where you were back in January of this year, and let's say they're on the fence about becoming a certified professional coach, what would you tell them?
I would tell them the program will help them. It will reframe their thinking. It will help them in the shift of their mindset. And the program will allow them to help others as well. Even though I have not secured a clientele, I have, and I think I did the data yesterday,
Hmm.
in my 20 pro bono hours, I think I served 30 people, or pretty close to 30. I had two that repeated. Well,
Hmm.
three, I don't mean repeat, that I had two sessions with.
Sure.
And oh, just the wealth of knowledge, just from the range of people that I even served in that time. So they will meet some interesting people. And the things that people say as you help them with their action plan, yeah, I can do that. So it's really a good program.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would tell them on a personal level, how it's impacted you?
Just manage your time.
Yeah.
I love what you said about time. Manage your time. Learn some metaphors.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's something, if you can find out what their previous knowledge is and
Mhm.
just give them a metaphor with that schema,
Yeah,
I think it will make the world of difference.
that's good. And going back again to that person who's on the fence, why do you believe now is the right time to take a step to become a certified coach?
People need you for relationship purposes. There are so many people, they don't have anybody to talk to. There are so many people that are just stuck
Yeah,
and they need someone to help nudge them, to pull out, to empower them, because coaching is not counseling, coaching is
that's
not
right.
teaching, it's partnering.
Yeah.
So people need accountability partners. People need someone to care. I even work with my great nephews, and it increased the relationships with them.
Hmm.
One was going to college for the first time. He texted back yesterday, "Thank you so much, Aunt Paula, for checking on me." The other changed colleges, so they're at two different colleges, but it
Hmm.
just increased my relationship even
Yeah.
with them. And especially when you tell your clients this is confidential.
Hmm.
Hey, I'm not going to judge you. People need to hear that
Yeah.
because people are being criticized. People don't know what to do. The world
Mhm.
is so fluid now. So it creates an anchor
Yeah.
for others. So that's what I was.
Yeah, that's good. And I remember talking about how so many people, they're looking for someone they can trust and they can be themselves and they don't have to hide. And they know, okay, what's said here stays here. But because of your training, you're going to really be able to help them put together an action plan, decide on a session goal, and move their lives forward and hold them accountable. So the last question I have for you, and many people struggle with, well, I'm just not ready yet. I'm thinking about the finances, I'm thinking about the time, and I just don't feel ready. What would you say to them as far as consider doing it now rather than later?
Time. Again, time waits on no one. Just make up your mind. Mindset. Start with your mind. Just make up your mind and just do it. The only failure is not trying, not putting forth the action.
Yeah,
And as I read and as I have experienced, yeah, there will be some setbacks in it, but just have the positive mindset that you're going to help others. And that's what ministry is all about.
yeah,
I feel that's our great commission. We're put on the earth to help others.
yeah. Well, thank you, Dr. Paul. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed our conversation, and I definitely have enjoyed having you in the cohort. You brought an excitement, an inspiration that I think I don't think I'll forget. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate you. God bless you. And I look forward to continue working with you to help you secure more clients and work at this together. So God bless you.
Absolutely. And you were also a godsend. You came at the very right time. So that's something else I would say to someone that's considering. Yeah, if it's on your mind, yeah, this is the right time and this is the right person.
Okay.
So thank you as well.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much.